Hey, I hit 128,000 bucks a month in profit. My goal is to hit 167,000 bucks a month in profit. This is a day-by-day roadmap of how I'm getting there. So if you are new to these daily updates, typically the way that I do them is I start by answering questions from my community. I then jump into some brand stats. So I see how much growth I accrued over the course of the last 24 hours on YouTube, Instagram, and a bunch of the other brand areas that I'm interested in. And then finally, I'll do some real-time strategy. And I have a lot of real-time strategy to go through. I also just have a bunch of live brainstorming about some video ideas that I put together. So let's start with the Q&A. First things first, let me go over to my daily updates channel. We just hit 100 subscribers, which is fantastic. I did not realize. That's incredible. So we're already at triple digits. The daily posting has been great, as you can see here. Number of daily views just continues to accumulate. Granted, it looks like things dialed down a little bit on February the 13th. Maybe they'll continue being down on February the 14th because typically people, they celebrate V-Day and stuff like that. But yeah, let's see if I have any questions here I can answer. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I got a ton. So thank you, Dave. Thank you, Trey. And thank you, Marlon. I'll answer Dave's today. And then, hold on a second. Okay, actually, this isn't really a question I can answer. So why don't I answer Trey's, and then maybe I'll leave a text comment here for you, Dave. But Trey says, appreciate these videos. I've been learning N8N with the help of some of your videos, along with an insane amount of trial and error with ChatGPT and using screenshots to work through bugs. I'm a photographer, so I'm trying to build some automation systems when it comes to menial client management tasks. My question, I'd be interested in trying to start making some automation projects for others, but I'm a little unsure of where to start. I've heard you mention Upwork and a few other online platforms. I don't have a deep coding background beyond learning HTML and CSS to code websites. That's okay. I feel like I need some one-off projects in order to have a bit more experience before cold approaching bigger businesses. Yeah, makes sense. I understand what you're saying. Long drawn-out way of asking, where do I find some clients? I mean, this is really like, isn't that what everybody cares about and wants? You don't really have a business without the clients, right? So it makes perfect sense. Listen, I've been doing this for quite a bit now, and typically, if you are a complete and utter beginner, that is, you have never acquired a client for any sort of agency service before in your life, the simplest and straightest line path to doing so is Upwork. Upwork is a freelance platform that a lot of people look down on, but if you play your cards right, you can scale it to $25,000 a month like I did, just doing a couple of simple and easy tweaks, I would say, to your normal day-to-day like Upwork application cycle. So I would highly recommend, if you've never done this sort of stuff before, Upwork is sort of your go-to. Why don't I just jump over to Excalibur, and then we'll do just a little bit of Q&A. So basically, like, where do I find clients, right? Good question. Generally, if you're doing this for an automation agency, you have three options, okay? Option number one is going to be Upwork, and that is like total beginner, straightest line path to getting your first dollar on the internet. Now, it is the shortest line path to getting your first dollar, but that doesn't mean that you're going to make the most money off of it, right? So just to be abundantly clear, the ROI on Upwork is lower than the ROI on the subsequent two. The second is going to be a cold email. Cold email is great because, the cost per acquisition is super low, and you can send it at scale, and you can use artificial intelligence to personalize your outbound outreach. If you don't know anything about that, just check out my previous videos on my main channel, at Nick Saraev, where I talk about customizing emails, personalizing emails, use that sort of verbiage. And I'm making you look it up as opposed to just offering you the resource because it helps me. When people type in Nick Saraev cold email, I'm more likely to rank for Nick Saraev cold email. The third is communities. Now, what are communities? Well, like, what is this approach? This just means basically every day or every couple of days, posting a very high value, a piece of content in a community with a bunch of your target customers. And the purpose there is your community post is going to add a ton of value. It's going to frame you as an authority within this small niche group. And it's a quick and easy way to like start building an inbound presence without actually having to go through all the hard work like I'm doing now, recording fucking hundreds of videos over the course of several months to like build up an audience and stuff like that. So it's kind of a shortcut way to do so. Generally speaking, what you do is you engage with people that answer queues, and then you just DM them with an offer to be like, hey, I saw that you had a question about XYZ, some additional information, ABC, do you need any more help? Let me know. I'm more than happy to. Like, the whole point with this is you deliver so much value that people start being like, okay, dude, like, can I pay you? Right? And that happens pretty quick. The benefit to this is obviously scalability. And then the benefit to this is just the shortest line path from 0 to 1. So in Maker School, I have a big curriculum set up where basically I guide people through a daily regimen of tasks for each of these things. As in, this is what you're going to do every single day for the next month. And so one of them is you send 10 Upwork applications, you do a community post, and then you also have some sort of cold email, like outbound daily thresholds that I recommend. So, if you're not already part of Maker School, obviously I got to do the sales pitch at some point. Highly recommend joining. We basically walk you through and guide you through all of this stuff. Thank you very much, ChatGPT Deep Research. But, even without it, there are tons of people that have made 5, 10, 15K a month just watching the YouTube videos and then applying it. So maybe, do like 5 to 10 Upwork apps. Do, I don't know, somewhere about my recommendation's 270 cold emails a day, which is just 9 mailboxes times 30 emails a day per mailbox. The value there is that's this just comes out to 270, right? Then if you have like a 2-step sequence, 135 new contacts, and if you send 24 days of the month, that's 3,240 contacts that like you touch, and then you can do some math around like reply rate or whatever, but this ends up being about like 90 people, and then if you have a third of those positive, that ends up being about like 30, or 1 positive result per day, which is obviously fantastic, fills your pipeline. So this is the go-to. This is what's currently working today. I'm not trying to say that this is the only thing that will ever work, but it's currently what is working today. It's what I'd recommend for you, Trey, just given your photography background and so on and so forth. So yeah, I'm going to go. And then cold approaching bigger businesses. Just your point on that really depends. Do you need to cold approach bigger businesses? When you say bigger businesses, are you referring to, I don't know, enterprise companies? I don't work with enterprise companies. I find that it's just too much of a pain in the ass. So you don't have to. It's an option, but you don't have to. Okay, so I'm going to leave the Q&A there just for time purposes. But yeah, Dave, and then if there are any other questions here, I'm happy to answer them. I don't have any Vappy blueprints like right at this second. I was actually about to record a video on Vappy. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be doing that. And I guess when you say dental clients, sorry, you're probably referring to that post I made or part of the weekly office hours or something where I mentioned that I did this for not dental, but for, it was a toothbrush campaign and it was an end of year campaign, right? So yeah, I'm more than happy to chat with you on that. Just send me a message in the chat inside of the community. So that's the QA. Just some quick brand stats just to monitor growth. I'm doing this now in a spreadsheet if you haven't seen the videos in a while. So we just jump over here. And then what I do is I just extend this. I love being able to use a pen. It's fantastic. Then I go over here to my analytics. Oh, right. I'm in the other, hold on. Let me just, where the hell is this? 49,371. So put that in there, 225 from yesterday. So growth has certainly slowed on the most recent virality run. My Instagram, I don't know if you guys could see this, but my Instagram has a lot of notifications. You guys see that there? Just a stupid, crazy amount. I could scroll all day through this and there'd just be nonstop. So obviously growth is going well there. I just verified my profile. And we've gained, so 13,766, so 490 in the last 24 hours. That really isn't that much, actually. It's probably one of the lowest days for growth. But I think it's because the number of unfollows are starting to stack up. And I also had a day where I just didn't have anybody. And then we've done +4 here. So yeah, for whatever reason, it doesn't look like we've grown that much in the last 24 hours, but it is what it is. I'm not really too worried about day-to-day stuff. I care more about the process long-term. So I guess the brand stats are good. Fantastic. Is that a thumb? Okay, I think that looks weird. Forget that. Let's do some strategy next. And actually, more than strategy, let's do some tactics because I'm running out of YouTube content. So what I did yesterday, if you guys were with me yesterday, was I came up with a bunch of ideas. And so these are the next round of video ideas. So they're not all the next round of video ideas, but they're this isn't all the videos I'm going to be doing, but it's a fair number of videos. So the first is XX minutes straight of solid automation advice, or I might just take out the solid. The next is 9 years of business advice in 29 minutes. It's however many minutes. I mean, I don't really have a good structure with this stuff. Watch this video before making an AI agency. This is going to be me just like calling out a lot of the bullshit, frankly, that I see in the space. 5 must-make AI automations for beginners. These are just going to be the most straightforward ones, the ones that just add value to organizations that you can make really quickly. How to completely automate your business in 2025. This is going to be a list of basically front to back. Like if we look at a business as a pipeline, as you can see, I've gotten a lot of experience drawing pipelines now. Definitely not like my old pipeline drawings. But if you think about the business as a pipeline, the things that come in, obviously you need to do like marketing. Then you have sales. Okay, I think I clicked the wrong button here. That's really annoying. Marketing, then sales, then they get into your business, and then all of a sudden you have like onboarding. Then you have, I don't know, you have like fulfillment. Then you have like delivery. Then you have, this is really hard to understand, but then you have like some sort of retention. Then you have like maybe some sort of advocacy. So it's going to be automating the marketing, the sales. And then once they're in your business, it's going to be about automating onboarding, fulfillment, delivery, retention, advocacy, some admin, like hiring and stuff like that. And basically, I'm just going to go through one by one and just like suggest automations for all of them. These types of automations always end up breaking. This is one of the ideas that I hired a writer to come up with. And this is like right off of his big sheet of 250 content ideas. I'm just going to have like automations that I find in practice are more likely to end up breaking or being unmaintainable. Why is nobody making useful AI automations? This is going to be sort of me just pushing back against a lot of what I'm seeing in the marketplace right now, which is people are talking a lot about AI agents and stuff like that, but very few of these AI agents are actually sellable. Even fewer of those AI agents actually deliver some sort of good business outcome. So my idea there is I'm just going to be shitting all over that. I'm not going to be naming any names or anything like that, but 5 automations you should be making, 5 you shouldn't. Same sort of idea. These 5 are going to be related to the non-useful ones, and then the 5 ones that are useful are going to be kind of these ones up here. So in this way, I don't get to like recycle content, but I get to spend a certain amount of time to develop these, and then I basically get to like repurpose them in a video where I talk about them all together. The side of AI automation agencies that gurus won't show you. I think I might be a little bit over the character limit for this one, honestly. But anyway, whatever. Again, I just want this to like continue helping me stand out in terms of authenticity. I want to show the positive side of AI automation agencies, of course, but then I also want to show the negative side. Stuff like client projects going overdue, stuff like always having to juggle client management and being really exhausting, that sort of stuff. The non-scalability of some approaches. AI agency owner rates every AI automation he's ever made. I think this would just be really cool. It's like a compilation post of all of my AI automations. And then I can like point to like really cool things that I've done with them. How to scrape any website on autopilot with AI, no tech skills needed. This is just, there's some approaches now that allow you just to like pump in natural language and get some structured data back. So I don't know, it might just be like a fire crawl video to be honest, but why I don't send outreach. This might've been the wrong one. I might've selected. Why I don't recommend personal branding as an agency owner is probably what I meant to say. Why I don't recommend maybe new personal branding as a new agency owner. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah. So the idea being you shouldn't really start a YouTube channel until you have something of note, some sort of accomplishment, because otherwise, how are you going to stand out in this space? You can't. Next, AI agents are great, but I'm going to hammer back on again how unvaluable a lot of them are. How I learn automation, AI automation if I was 18 again. This is going to be a really cool video where I'm just going to go through my whole curriculum. Make's new feature is a game changer. I'm going to find a new feature from make.com and I'll probably replicate this with N8N. 5 automations to build once that'll make you money forever. Just like simple, standalone, like long-term automations. It's actually pretty easy to make more money than 99% of people. This is where I'm going to talk about revenue generating activities. And also just, I'm going to run through my math. I made this big blog post forever ago that nobody's looked at, unfortunately, where I talk about how it is statistically unlikely that if you were to strike out and start a business on your own today, you could not achieve substantially more money than most people over the course of 40 years. So most young people have about 40 years of working life ahead of them. If you multiply the number of years by the average salary, you come to a frightening proposition, which is that the average person makes $2 million over the course of their entire working life. And then mathematically, my recommendation is, even if you were to logically suppose that you only entertain one $2 million worthy business venture per year, you probably have several per week, you only need to succeed 2.5% of the time for you to beat out the average salaried employee after 40 years. Odds are, they say 95% of businesses fail. So right off the bat, you're already making double the average staff member, right? Now you get to do so, obviously having to work a lot harder at the beginning, but you tend to be able to really pump the brakes later. So I'm going to talk a lot about that. That's going to be really cool because it's going to be me sort of like taking an idea that I wrote in my blog like 4 or 5 years ago and using that. Build better AI automations than 95% of AI experts. Just going to be talking about some core fundamentals, and then my worst mistakes running an AI automations agency. I'm going to be talking about like mostly scope creep. So yeah, that's all of these. And I realized if I underlined all of them, I should probably underline these 3 as well. Now, I also want to create a bunch of N8N specific content. I haven't really been doing this. Haven't really like built up a content engine on the N8N stuff. The biggest one that a lot of people are asking me for is how to set up N8N self-hosting in 3 minutes. Not in 3 minutes, but I'm going to say it's in 3 minutes, and then I'm going to do it in 3 minutes. And then I'm going to have, I'm saying 7 other ways. So I already know of a bunch of ways to do this. Don't get me wrong, but I've been doing a fair amount of research over the course of the last little bit. So render is obviously the main one, and then this is a deep research article compiled by ChatGPT's new offering. I'll probably do Heroku as well. I'm going to do Railway. I'm going to do Hostinger. I don't know what Fly.io is, but I'll check it out. Dio Droplets, because there's a one-click thing. AWS Lightsail, I'm not really sure. Yeah, but I'm going to aim for 7. Why 7? Because I pulled 7 out of my ass, and that's the number we're going with. I basically just want to give people as many options as humanly possible to do this. And I also want to impress upon them the entire time that, hey, this isn't actually that important. Don't get me wrong, self-hosting is cool, but like, don't allow that to take up too much of your time. How to create a RAG website chatbot in X minutes, again, is going to be like a really fast, simple tutorial that'll basically allow you to create a chatbot for your website. It's going to pull up all the data about your website, all the information, all the product offerings, everything. Then you can just chat with it and kind of ask it questions. Everything I've learned about prompt engineering in 14 minutes is going to be great. So I don't actually know if it's going to be 14 minutes. Again, we're going to see. These are all just placeholders anytime I have a number. But yeah, I think this is going to be cool because the big thing that I see a lot of people struggle with is their prompt engineering. They build out these flows that should do pretty cool stuff. But you actually look at the outputs and like the email that they're generating sucks, or the chatbot reply freaking blows, or something like that. So I'm going to show you guys how, or everything that I've learned about prompt engineering to actually like allow it to be a good quality result. Okay, and then I have a bunch of master classes. I put these in quotes here because I'm not really 100% sure about all this stuff, but X masterclass from beginner to pro. Then I have some little example of what I might do. Probably not going to do N8N automation because I have kind of done that, but like maybe a part. So merge masterclass, or loop in batches, split in batches masterclass or something. I want to get on the train of building like AI agents that don't suck. So, I'm putting it under N8N here. XX things you didn't know you could do in N8N. Oh, this one shouldn't be in quotes actually, because of, I actually like this one. This is before I edited it. Yeah. So this one's going to be just a bunch of things you didn't know you could do in N8N. I've been compiling a Google Sheet called N8N Learnings every time I learn something new about N8N. Well, I haven't updated in quite a while, but basically, there's just a bunch of like kind of one-off, like, this is interesting. This is neat. And I'm probably going to have to add to this quite a bit now that I'm thinking about it. But anyway, I'm going to compile like a big list of that. How I built X to Y. So how I built a free marketing agent to grow my business. Simple example. And then some 2.0. So, proposal generator 2.0, AI agent 2.0, whatever. And then the best rag for N8N and how to build it. I don't really know if we'll do that because of this, but we'll see. So I've got a lot of ideas. I'm going to do the N8N self-hosting today. The way that I'm planning on doing this is I'm just going to sign up to all of the platforms. I'm going to start with render. I'm going to try and get that done as quickly as humanly possible. And I'm going to differentiate myself from other people that are doing self-hosting tutorials because I'm going to say, I'm actually going to sign up and pay for the servers. Like, I think that's going to be my main differentiator. A lot of the guys that start this stuff, that talk about self-hosting tutorials, to be frank, they're either like poor, money conscious, or they'll leave important things out on the paid plans, and they only sign up to the free plans using a trial or something where some functionality is locked. Not me. I'm actually going to take my credit card and I'm going to sign up to 10 servers, and then I'm going to tell you which one's the best. So that's going to be pretty cool. So yeah, I'm going to do that. It's Valentine's Day today, so I'm going to be taking up my girlfriend. Well, I'm not going to be taking her up, but I have a big surprise plan for her, so I can't spend too long working, unfortunately. But yeah, we're gonna give it a try. I think the N8N self-hosting video is going to be good, and then aside from that, just going to keep on chugging along. I'm doing a little bit of procrastination just before I sign off here on the templates. I have my template ideas ready to go. I'm just lacking the time to really execute on them. I'm finding that like content creation demands over the course of the next week are getting in the way. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, I want to create 7 videos over the course of the next 7 days. I don't really know how much time I'm going to have available for content creation for template creation in light of that, my client management. So we'll see. But cross your fingers for me. Thanks for listening in. Looking forward to tomorrow. Bye.